Hi, everybody. I'm Neal Ronaghan, and it's really late, and we're here to talk about Nindies Night and the Shovel Knight Amiibo. That's a total real thing. It's smaller than that, but it's still pretty cool. As I said, I'm Neal, and with me to talk about all this fun Nindy stuff is Donald Theriault, our news editor,
Shut up and take my money.
and that's is that. Oh man, do you have any toonies in there, or is it all just straight paper?
It's plasticky paper because toonies are coins.
Yeah, no, I'm aware. I like toonies. Doesn't. Adam. How do you pronounce your last name? I should have cleared this before, but it's like Adam Abou-Nasr.
No, it's Abou-Nasr.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there is no vowel at the end of. It's just NASR, right?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
No one has ever said it correctly before.
All
I don't
right.
even know if I said it right.
But Adam, do you know what a toonie is?
I don't. I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Okay. Then you're gonna live in the dark. But how do you feel about the Shovel Knight amiibo?
The Shovel Knight Amiibo. Well, Shovel Knight is the greatest game ever made. So,
Okay, as the person who I think it was my #1 game of the year last year, I'm gonna say that's a little hyperbolic, but let's run with it. Go.
well, I'm very excited. I love Amiibo. I don't know if you can tell, but I also love Shovel Knight, and I want it. It's not my favorite pose, but character ever, so that'll have to do.
Yeah, I mean, this definitely passes my current amiibo eye test of, is that a character I love? Yeah, I'll get the amiibo. But what's better about it too is all the stuff that it unlocks in Shovel Knight. Is that on the Wii U version you'll be able to unlock a 2-player co-op mode, and there's also all these new relics and gear that you can equip and then use to take on amiibo challenge stages across, I believe, the Wii U and 3DS versions.
They,
So, so
they
Donald, how are you feeling about this?
I honestly just want the amiibo because I can't believe it actually exists. Like, we have an amiibo for an indie game. What sort of weird universe are we living in now that indie games are getting amiibos?
Yeah, I mean, it opens up a lot of possibilities, and I'm very excited to see what those possibilities turn out to be. Um, yeah.
Uh,
And Plague of Shadows, the long-awaited DLC pack that basically presents the entire game in a whole new light with a whole new playable character, that got kind of a more defined release window. It's coming out in September, so starting in 3 days, we can start to bug Nintendo and Yacht Club about when it's coming out every day.
awesome. Except we're gonna get blocked on Twitter and
Yeah,
get our
probably.
emails
It'll just end in everything blowing up and exploding and dying. Um, but yeah, it's just crazy to think of there being a Shovel Knight, a third-party indie game amiibo, being the first of its kind in a way, because I mean we do have third-party amiibo, but they're all tied to Smash Brothers. Now, the one thing that I mean, there have been rumors floating around about Shovel Knight being in Smash Brothers. After kind of seeing how everything was announced, Adam, do you think that Shovel Knight still has a chance of coming to Smash Brothers?
Um, I really don't know because then I feel like they'd do another Shovel Knight Amiibo with the Smash phase, and I don't know if they do it twice. And I don't know how well Shovel Knight sold in Japan, because I feel like that is most important for Smash characters is how well does it sell in Japan.
I don't think it's even come out there yet, but there's rumors going around that Nintendo is actually going to be the ones to publish it in Japan because you need to have a Japanese publisher to have anything come out there. And if that's the case, they may want to really give this game a push by putting Shovel Knight in Smash. And it would also have the benefit of appealing to the rather large crossover of Shovel Knight fans and Smash Brothers fans. I can see it happening, but I can sort of understand why they didn't want to announce it tonight, because it would overshadow everything.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, I think the Amiibo alone kind of overshadowed everything. I mean, there was other cool stuff, but the Amiibo is going to get all the headlines.
Yeah. So some of that other cool stuff that we saw, Kerbal Space Program was announced as coming to Wii U. That was kind of a big reveal. As someone who's not familiar with Kerbal Space Program at all, are either of you guys familiar with the game?
I've
Go ahead.
I've just heard about it on like podcasts and stuff. It seems really cool. It also seems like a time sink, so I just never picked it up.
I've heard of it from podcasts and also the famous XKCD comic where the author's knowledge of orbital mechanics goes from low while he works at NASA to off the scale when he plays Kerbal Space Program. This seems like a really complicated game. It's going to be very interesting to see how it handles on the Wii U, like how it runs, because it even chugs high-end PCs allegedly. But the fact that it's coming to the Wii U and it's coming day and date with the other consoles, from what we understand, that's gonna be a very interesting release when it does come out.
And the other two things that were shown off, I guess to kind of back up a little bit, Nintendo hosted an event at I think it's the EMP Museum in Seattle. We're about, I guess, a few hours away from PAX Prime 2015 starting. And well, I guess no, West Coast time, whatever. It's starting tomorrow. But Nintendo was hosting an event called Nindies Night, in which they had their count is 19 games playable total, and they had a short presentation. It was about a half an hour long or so. In addition to Kerbal Space Program and Shovel Knight, they also showed off Fast Racing Neo and Hive Jump, both of which are kind of multiplayer-focused games. You know, Fast Racing Neo I saw back at E3, and it's basically the F-Zero game we want and we're not getting. And it looks like that game, when it comes out before the end of the year, will be that F-Zero game that we want and aren't getting. But now we are getting it in the form of a game called Fast Racing Neo. It's from Shinen. They're the people who did Nano Assault and Nano Assault Neo, Nano Assault. I guess what is it? It's like EX or DX, the 3DS version on the eShop. And it is a racing game that will have 16 tracks, 8-player online, and 2-player to 4-player split screen. The 2-player split screen will run at 60 frames per second. I am freaking stoked for this game. Where are you guys feeling about this?
I've been hearing about Fast Racing Neo for a couple of years now. It's good to see that it's finally sort of got a release window on it. But I'm really hoping this puts to rest the notion that futuristic racing is dead, because what this game looks like it's doing, from what we've heard, this is probably going to be one of the best racing games of the generation, probably.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, I think on Wii U, I think its only competition is kart racers. And, well, I guess Need for Speed Most Wanted U was also very good. But there hasn't really been a lot of kind of F-Zero-like games. And maybe that's because there isn't a market for it, but I guess we'll see. And yeah, just kind of speaking anecdotally, like, it was also a little bit because back at E3 when we posted our footage of Fast Racing Neo, I don't think there was a lot of people that had video of it, but I think that was one of our highest trafficking E3 videos, was our footage from Fast Racing Neo. So clearly there are people somewhere that are hungry for this game. Now, Adam, what were you saying?
I'm not much of a racing guy, but I just caught it on Treehouse, and I was mesmerized by it. I couldn't look away. So I'll probably buy it, and I'll probably be terrible at it, but I'll probably watch people play it on the internet, just because it's so shiny and fast, and I guess that's kind of the name.
And then the other game that was shown off was Hive Jump. I knew nothing about this game going into this event, and after seeing the trailer and hearing what they were saying about it, Hive Jump seems like it's pretty damn cool. It's a multiplayer 2D side-scrolling run-and-gun game that has Metroidvania elements, and the developers even teased Amiibo support.
Yeah, that did get confirmed in a PR statement we got from Nintendo after the event.
So that it's definitely coming, or that they're considering it?
That it's coming.
Okay. All right, well, yeah, that's great. So does that mean it's going to be like a Mario Maker situation, do we think, where it'll just be kind of adding skins? or will it be more in depth than that?
I think it's probably going to be a Mario Maker, or maybe even like a Hyrule Warriors, where you're getting new weapons and unlocks from sticking particular amiibo on there.
To be fair, I mean, Hive Jump is already something that's kind of on my radar. It's due out in early 2016. I think Q1 is what it's narrowed down to. But if you gave me the option where I could put my Samus amiibo on my Wii U and then get like a blaster that's like hers, or some missiles, or maybe even like a morph ball bomb, yeah, I'm into that. I guess what other amiibo are there out there that have kind of guns that would fit into this universe?
Mega Man.
Yeah, Mega Man would be a clear
Mega
one. I mean,
Man.
you need Capcom approval for that one, I'd assume.
Fox and Falco, maybe?
Yeah, Fox and Falco. Right now, I'm looking. Why my eyes are drifting? I'm looking at my amiibo to see if that. I mean, you could even do something like a Bowser with fireballs, or Bowser Jr., Rosalina, like that. You could definitely kind of, I guess, square peg round hole some of the amiibo to fit into an action shooting game. But Samus is the real obvious clear one that they should put in, and if they're not, then what are they doing?
Just Mario. Just all 4 Mario amiibo.
Yeah, it's all a different Mario.
I don't know. Maybe, if they really go for the long shot, go for a Robin.
that would be good though. I would check that out. I need to look more into Hive Jump. It's definitely a game that jumped on my radar after watching the trailer and seeing what's going on with it. Go on.
I think in the trailer it said that everything was procedurally generated, which they didn't bring that up at the event, I don't think. But that's crazy.
Yeah, because it looks really good. But I guess we'll see when that comes out. Some of the other games that are shown off there that weren't a part of this presentation, there's Star Wall, which is a game that I think is a perfect mixture of dumb and fun, because you're just poorly controlling a narwhal that you can customize in a lot of stupid ways with like this like dope ass 80s synth background and music. If neither of you guys or any of you watching haven't seen anything with Star Wall, go watch the trailer that's up on Nintendo's channel. That should be coming out very soon. So that's something to be excited about. The other games, we got Year Walk, that's due out in September. Action Hank, which is the latest Curve Digital published game. We have Tumblestone, which looks like a weird puzzle game that I think that's the first time it's ever been mentioned for Wii U, so that's cool. Shantae Half Genie Hero, which hopefully will be out this year, but knowing Way Forward's past history, it'll probably come out sometime at the end of 2016.
No matter when it comes out, it's Zach Miller's Game of the Year.
Yeah, I mean, it'll probably be very fun. I very much enjoyed Pirate's Curse. After seeing Pirate's Curse, I don't really have a lot of doubts about Shantae games. I had some doubts after Risky's Revenge, but Pirate's Curse was damn good. We also have Oddworld, New and Tasty, which does exist on Wii U, and I think it should be coming out relatively soon. And then some other games that we've kind of covered a lot in the past, like SteamWorld Heist, which will be coming out to 3DS first. I think they've been kind of saying like October, November. And Mutant Mud Super Challenge, which is another game like it's like a Way Forward joint where you're gonna hear the developer say one thing and you can kind of just like +2, like add some months to that.
But it seems like Jules is almost done with that though, because he mentioned that he's going back to work on Treasure Knots today.
Yeah, I think as far as the last time I talked to Jules about Mutant Muds, it was actually on this here YouTube channel. You can look it up. It also features a very somber beginning because we literally went live recording that a few minutes after we found out that Theriault died. But we did talk about where he's at with Mutant Muds and everything, and I think he was kind of aiming for like an end of September launch for that. He was kind of in the final stages, kind of tweaking the bosses, tweaking some of the levels, and I think that Mutant Mud Super Challenge, holy shit, hi Cat. The Mutant Mud Super Challenge should be coming out very soon. Sorry, I have a visitor. But that's about it for Nindies Night. Do you guys have any final comments? How are you feeling about Nintendo's indie lineup on Wii U and 3DS? I guess let's start with you, Adam.
It seems fine. There wasn't anything crazy exciting that like blew my mind. But I'll probably buy all of those games because Nintendo will tweet about them, and I'll just end up buying them.
How about you, Donald?
I think my only complaint I would like to have seen a little bit more of that if it's coming out on 3DS, but obviously the Wii U is the Western focused system, so it's going to get most of the love at this kind of event. The games themselves look really interesting, especially fast racing, and of course, Shovel Knight, Plague of Shadows.
Plague of Shadows looks so good.
And I needed another excuse to play that game besides from regular play, butt mode, and playing it without dying from hits.
Yeah. I mean, she's so happy. She's just been meowing the entire freaking time. Yeah, for me, I guess I'll just say everybody should go buy Runbow. It literally came out today, and I wanted to play some online matches with it, and I could only muster up like a group of 4. You can play that game with up to 9 people online. There's a few technical issues with it. If you want to see the full details on it, check out my review, which, despite some of the issues, I'm still very, very much in love with this game. I'm wearing a Runbow shirt right now, actually, that I won at PAX East. But yeah. For me, I think there's a lot of stuff on Wii U that I'm very excited for, but I think my issue is that a lot of the 3DS eShop stuff seems to be kind of phasing out or evaporating. A lot of the 3DS games are also coming to Wii U. There's not really a lot of, like, here's this cool exclusive 3DS eShop game. It's a lot of, here's this Wii U eShop game, and oh yeah, it's also coming to 3DS.
Yeah, I think we saw that today with Brave Tank Hero crossing over from the 3DS to the Wii U. It's only like a couple weeks apart.
Yeah. Although those were both announced, it was announced as a Wii U 3DS game. And I think that the reason why there was a slight delay was just development. Like, the 3DS version was done, the Wii U one wasn't. But I guess to wrap up, as we finish here in this very, oh God, I'm getting damn tired. Nindies at Night, PAX Prime 2015 reaction show. Let's go around and see if, now that Shovel Knight's on the table with for Amiibo, now that the third-party indie game Amiibo craze has broken off, Adam, if you could pick one other Wii U or 3DS eShop game character to have an Amiibo made, what would it be and why?
Dylan, no, that's Nintendo. Oh gosh, Mutant Mudds guy.
Max.
Because he's adorable, and Mutant Mudds. I put a lot of time into that game and didn't get very far, so I feel like it'd give me a power up or something and help me get farther in that game.
Give you a second player to help you do some jumps. How about you, Donald?
Well, if we're counting sort of pseudo first-party stuff, Box Boy, preferably as Box Girl, but I'll take what I can get. But if that's off the table, I don't know. I kind of want a Shield Knight amiibo too.
I need to. That reminds me. After this call, I need to go pre-order my Triple Fish plush from what is it? We Love Fine, the Shovel Knight character. But my amiibo pick would be a pretty simple one, and I think probably the next logical one after Shovel Knight, which is Commander Video for the BitChip series. And I got some logic behind this. I've been thinking about this all day. Outside of connecting with any future BitChip games, which I think they kind of left that open that there might be more BitChip games in the way, you could also have the Commander Video amiibo unlock stuff in every Choice Provisions game, and they're getting to be pretty prolific on Wii U and 3DS. We have the first Dragon Fantasy game was recently remade and came out on Wii U and 3DS. You have Shoot Sumi. That should be, I think that's coming out. I don't know if it's both systems. Definitely Wii U or 3DS. I don't know if it's both, but that just came out on PS4 this week, so that's probably coming to Wii U and 3DS soon. You have Dragon Fantasy Book 2. You have Space Dave. You already have Woe Dave. And I think that Choice Provisions is going to be a company that's going to support Nintendo for the long haul. So it'd probably be a good one. Give him an amiibo. You already gave him a trophy in Smash Brothers, so why not?
Yeah, you did put a lot of thought into that.
Like I said, been thinking about it all day. I also did kind of cheat a little bit because like 2 hours ago I did pose the question on Twitter to people asking if they what other third-party eShop amiibo would they want to see. So that's when the wheels started turning. But that's gonna do it here for Nindies at Night recap edition. I'm Neal Ronaghan. That's my cat Bowie. Thank you, Donald and Adam, for joining me. And that's gonna be a show. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.